晚上跟我一块儿理发去。全都是人。行，那你就把你的，但是就把那个拍的那个声音关了，当然。
Yo. Just checking if there's an echo. There isn't. Awesome. Hey, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Hey.
Hey, sorry if my voice is a little weird. I'm still recovering from, I got airdropped COVID and yeah, still coughing a lot. So apologies if it's not the usual voice that you're used to, but I feel good enough to be in this awesome office hours with you all. So yeah, let's kick it off. Welcome everyone. My name is Andrea. I'm a dev advocate on the Flow team. And as usual, this is our weekly office hours touch point where we just share cool projects, discuss any relevant news. Spoiler alert, we have big news that we want to share today that you probably heard in the last couple of days. And yeah, just answer any questions. So as usual, we have a Slido link. So if you have questions, you can definitely post them on Slido, which we'll be monitoring. You can also, now that Discord has this new integrated chat in the call or in the voice chat, it's also easy to keep track of, text chat. So feel free to write in the office hours chat. And yeah, and feel free to unmute and just speak up if you have anything you want to ask. This is not a webinar, this is a office hour, so everyone's welcome to chime in. But if you do chime in, please then mute yourself while you're not chiming in so that we don't have to server mute you. Cool, all right, so let's get started. And as usual, let's just quickly go over the people on the team who are usually around on Discord and you may want to tap on. Carol
is having technical difficulties.
Oh, okay.
She can't hear any audio, so she doesn't know when to queue over.
Okay.
Wait, let me see if I could get something up. 1 second.
Thanks, Kim.
Yeah.
Oh, can everyone hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Cool.
It's just Carol.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're back.
Hey.
That's perfect. My computer's lagging from too many things open.
So we were just silently sitting around waiting for you to say something, Carol. So we we were just about to go over the usual, friendly faces of Flow on Discord and call out the various team members that people can reach out to. So going over the team list. Yay.
Nice.
So
We have last minute agenda adjustments, so I'll add it now.
okay, cool. Yeah, and I'll occasionally mute myself randomly if I have to cough so that I don't bore everyone with coughs. So again, the bit.ly link has been shared on the chat, but if you don't want to look at the chat, then it's bit.ly/OH-Joel7. And yeah, let's go through the team as usual. Legendary dev avocados, Kim, Bruno, and myself, community members, community managers, Carol and Trey, Cadence experts, Josh, Bastian, Satyam, and Alvaro, Flow, FCL, SDK, engineers, Greg, Chase, Max, Gregor, and Yanez, the DevX team, Stringjoy, Mac, Pete, Morton, Alex, and Amit, and the solutions engineering, wonderful Albert. And yeah, as usual, we also have a role spotlight. Still looking for a senior protocol engineer. So if you're into protocols, in plural, if you're into protocols and you want to be a protocol engineer on the Flow team, then this is the perfect role for you. Definitely apply. We also have a lot of other open roles, which you can see in our careers page or directly on Flowverse on jobs.flowverse.co, where you'll also see a ton of other jobs across the whole Flow ecosystem. So if you're interested in working not just for Flow or Dapper Labs or any other, but any company that's building on Flow in general, then that's a great place to look for roles and jobs. Cool. Right, let's skip to the agenda now. So we were originally also supposed to talk about flips today, but the person who is very much looking forward to talking about them is still on vacation. So we will cover flips next week. But needless to say, regardless of that, if you do want to, participate in flips, they're all on GitHub. We have a flips repo, and you can, check them out, and you can also create ones yourself. But we'll learn all about those next week. Today, we're going to have a project spotlight around Ozone Metaverse, and I'll let them take the stage in just a second. And then we'll have our usual breakout rooms around FCL and Cadence. But the elephant in the room, the beautiful, wonderful elephant in the room that we should definitely talk about as a community before we get started, is that as of July 5th, Flow has permissionless smart contract deployment. Now, for those of you who have been around the Flow ecosystem and have been building on Flow for a long time, you know that to get to mainnet, we had traditionally a review process. And that review process was only in place not because we wanted it, but because we just wanted to be mindful of the network. And, given that it was very early days and Cadence itself was still being iterated on and improved, it was important that any contract being deployed to the network was kind of just sense checked to make sure that it wasn't just like creating infinite loops or potentially, causing harm to the network. And with the release of Secure Cadence and all of the hard work that has gone into creating Secure Cadence and all the protocol improvements over the last months and years, and as of the Spork of June 15th, we are officially ready to enable permissionless deployment, meaning we don't have a review process anymore. You can still optionally send your contracts for review, but keep in mind, these are not like full-on audits. These are just sense checks, but you're definitely welcome to still go through the review process if you want. But just like you would deploy a contract on testnet, you can now deploy a contract on mainnet anytime you want, just from your account, just like that. So that is probably the biggest news of these last 6 months, and hopefully will enable all of the builders that are already building on Flow to develop even more and to just be faster, and to all the developers who are looking at building on Flow to do that with a lot less friction. And we couldn't be happier to not have that review process anymore. Again, our biggest ambition is to have Flow be just as open and as decentralized as possible. Cool. So with that good news, I will hand it over to Ozone Metaverse and let them talk about their project, and then we can go over some questions and then go over the breakout rooms.
Thank you so much.
Cool, Jay. All yours.
Thank you so very much, and good to be here, guys. It's been a long time coming. As some of you may know, we just did our first drop for the some Metaverse land, actually, this last weekend, for 4th of July weekend. Can everybody hear me okay? Audio is okay?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. Cool. And we're very excited about this deployment. It's mostly a technical milestone for us. So I'm very happy to be here on behalf of our entire team to share with you a little bit of the journey. Just a little bit of check on time. How we do it? How much time should we allocate here, guys? Andre?
You have 30 seconds.
Okay.
I'm kidding. You have, since the second agenda item has been dropped, I think you can go on for 15, 20 minutes. No problem. Perhaps including questions, just so that we have some time. We have the other half for just breakout rooms.
Perfect. So I'll try to keep it pretty short, but fundamentally, we are the first ever fully integrated metaverse on Flow blockchain. And also the technical milestone we've accomplished is a native integration between the 3D world, if you will, and the blockchain interaction. So essentially, the infrastructure we built upon enables us the next step of our roadmap, which is the fully immersive marketplace economy, right? Built on Flow. So I will start screen sharing to cover a few things. It might be a little bit kind of random, just show you guys a little bit of stuff, and then feel free to join us on our Discord, on our community, reach out. And we're very much looking forward to support the Flow ecosystem in this journey to the metaverse, which involves real-time 3D graphics. And that's really what our expertise is. So let me go ahead and begin here with our homepage. So this is our newly deployed website, ozonemetaverse.io. And so our mission is to make the web 3D. And that's been our mission since basically 2016. And we've slowly been building our own graphics engine. So rather than building on Unity or Unreal, which actually delivers compiled applications that users have to download, we opted to build our own stack from the ground up, which is WebGL based, so all web based. And we are a platform. So one thing important to understand is we're not necessarily the application. Our goal is to be the tool for everybody to build. And one cool thing about Ozone is we are not only working on the web, on mobile or desktop, but also in VR. And that's pretty exciting. So I'll just hop over here. Please take some time to hop in and take a look. But the way we built our system, it's really a cloud, which is designed for internet scale metaverse. So we understand the metaverse as the UI of the future of the web. The blockchain should be a new database set where we can get new digital assets, and our wallets to be our new identifications, right? Everything else we got to realize has to do with the interpretation we as developers give to these new digital assets in the applications. So yeah, just sliding a little bit through this, show you guys a little bit about the new website. We have this new cool UI we're working on called the Liquid UI. This will be coming up now. And we love Flow because obviously, yeah, you know, it's just awesome, right? Well, I don't need to preach to the choir here, but we love the composability opportunities we see coming up, of course, the speed. And combined with our proprietary graphics engine, we feel very strong about the potential to deliver the ultimate metaverse platform at the internet scale. We have on our roadmap to build the SDK for other developers, so please stay tuned for that. I will point you guys out for some more details to our deck, right? So when you click on the deck here, there is a deck out here, which talks about our mission, you know, how we built on Flow, accessible on any devices, and the only metaverse on Flow. No, simple. Now, for more deep dive, there's a white paper section here, which goes more into some documentation and stuff. As devs, you'll be able to expect some more expansion of this documentation. Now, let's get into some cool stuff. So, as I may have mentioned, we have been building our graphics engine for the last few years. And it really started as a hobby. Originally, when I used to live in Silicon Valley, I'm in Colorado now. But one day I was wondering, why aren't we browsing the web like a video game? You know, why hasn't the web interface evolved ever since the internet was created? So we focused on building our graphics engine. And 2021, we started building the blockchain. We did R&D on it 2020, and we chose Flow. And so happy to have done so and have waited. We've actually been looking at blockchain since 2018 and kind of hold it off. And when we found Flow, we just spent about 6 months doing a custom integration. And here is a little bit of the output. So this is our land sale. I'm showing you guys actually, let me do this. So when you go on the website and you go buy land now, right? This will take you to ozonmetaverse.com. Now, we just finished the first drop. So the first drop is complete. We had some folks come in and buy some land. So as you can see here, this all the red spots here are different lands. And this is District 0, which is a cyberpunk themed district. And then we go to Flow Zone, for instance, right? So we move districts, and now we are in our Flow Zone district, which is a district dedicated to flow. And so we go into bird's eye mode, and we can just fly through in this way, right? And then navigate. And then if I can click on a map, it will actually bring me in, and I can log into the wallet and purchase. Now, currently, as you may notice, all the lands are basically the sale has been completed. The first drop has been completed. We have another one coming in this Saturday. So this Saturday, we're dropping another limited amount of lands in each of the district. We're planning to have 50 lands released here and so on. But for this office hour, because we're here, I'll take you guys through the staging environment. So our staging environment, which is right here, is able to actually show you the entire flow. So I'm logged in here with the wallet. I can log out. I can log in. Go with the block toe for my connection. And so okay, I can close this here, but let me show you this. So you go. So then the drawer comes out, and for this first release, it's kind of a surprise, right? So what we've done is we applied a very interesting pricing where we are giving the community the value for flow and BLT token as well to honor our wallet partners, Blockto, the value for the tokens from before the market crash, right? So our lands will be starting at like $1,000 for the small pieces, which is the equivalent of the size-wise about the equivalent of the lands on Decentraland, if you will. Which we understand have been notoriously expensive and hard to obtain. So one of our missions is to democratize and make the lands very much accessible. So for the 4th of July and these rough times really throughout the month of July, we're going to be doing these exclusive flash sales, if you will, where there will be very deep discounts on the lands, providing great value for all the token holders. In addition to it's kind of a raffle, I would say, where if you notice, all the lands look the same, right? So there is really no way to identify, like I say, if I click on this one, right, it shows you, it comes with an atmosphere, which is one of the traits. It has a size, a description, and then it comes with bonus NFTs, all lands, which are randomized. You are not able to see what these are now. So it's kind of a surprise, which will be revealed at the end of the month. I will close this now and show you a little bit of the platform working. So this is an example of a field track with our car system. This is a brand new car system, which is here. So we have some cars. This is also a technical demo. Everything is a technical demo right now, guys. But we're really just pushing the envelope of getting lots of cars in the same scene. And we began the driving system here not too long ago. And all these will be actually NFTs accessible to Flow. I will also announce that in every district, there will be a community hub. And what you're seeing here is the building that's in the middle of the Flow district, right? Is actually going to be accessible as an environment, which is a community hub. In this community hub, it's a joint community hub for Ozone and Flow for the community to come together. So as you can see, we have an entire the Ozone stuff is really kind of demos of some of the functionalities. So there will be a couple of art galleries, We'll have a fashion and car show rooms, an amphitheater for some meetups. And HQ is basically where the user experience starts. So we'll have our staff there to welcome folks in, give them information and so on. We're doing an honorary Blockto lobby for the Blockto folks. But the entire half of the hub is basically dedicated to Flow. So in this place, I will start up here. There's a dev lounge. So for everybody to know, we are going to be turning this on as soon as it's ready, good enough. I think hopefully towards the end of this month as well. But the idea, guys, here is there will be a little amphitheater here with a screen share functionality. So, folks can come in, devs can come in, hang out, brainstorm, screen share, talk about what they're doing, or just hang out. We will be featuring some project galleries. Very happy to announce here and send a shout out to everybody. Please reach out to us. We would love to feature your project if you're building on Flow. Okay. We have a few projects already signed up to be with us, featured here. We are also happy to announce our partnership with Emerald DAO, where we are donating a land to the DAO and also be featuring them in the ecosystem galleries. And we are very interested to integrate the technology and solutions for DAO and governance. So if you're building on Flow, please reach out, send us some information. We'd love to feature your art and projects here. And lastly, there will be an extra meetup space, just so we can have 2 meetings at the same time. And of course, there's the extra amphitheater here. So one thing to note, guys, and I'll try to wrap this up here in a minute. We boast positional 3D audio, right? So thanks to 3D positional audio, as you see these little outlines here. So this will be its own little video audio chats, right? Which can accommodate about 50 people right now with live streaming audio and video. Likewise here and likewise here. So we'll be able to have about 200 people live streaming and talking at the same time. Now, the kicker. The kicker is, as you've seen that 3D world with the cars, our graphics engine is pretty much ready. I will now show you a very quick sneak peek to the actual hub draft. This is a napkin drawing for us. This is the equivalent of a napkin drawing. So the hub is in a fairly decent shape. So you guys get to see it here first, where we have the area and the space all being put together here. Mainnet, our first sale was, we didn't do too much marketing and so on, but it is totally working. We can see some transactions happening. So the flow tokens coming in, we're paying the fee. The metaverses are being transferred. So congratulations to all the new owners. And we look forward to do more of that. And lastly, I want to highlight our YouTube channel. We just had the privilege to do a nice AMA with the Dapper Labs team, with Mickey in particular, VP of Partnerships. And it was great. So please, if you guys want to hear more a little bit about stuff, go on our YouTube channel, watch the AMA. And with that, I would love to take any questions. And
yeah, hey, thanks for walking us through that. We do have a couple questions. So the first question is, how is Ozone different from Matrix World?
That's a great question. So we get a lot of questions. I think it's a good way to ask how we're different from any other metaverse, right? So I think the graphics technology is the first layer. We built our own graphics engine, which are, I would need to know what they're building on and what other platforms are building on. But we find 99% of quote unquote metaverse projects are building on either Unity or Unreal. So
which if you go into that, you are also answering the second question.
which do not deploy. They compile application, the C++ compile into executable files. They do try to deliver some streaming solution like Pixel Stream for Unreal or Furious for Unity, which is server-side rendering. There's some performance issues there. It's not native, right? So that's, I think, the first thing we deliver on the web. But beyond that, Ozone, because now what's happening is everybody is figuring out you have to build on the web to be accessible. So there is a few things out there, but Ozone is not only the graphic side is only one part. We have an entire web cloud, data cloud. So we are web first and custom built from the ground up, I would say, is the answer. Mm-hmm.
Got it. And kind of tying into your last comment around trying to be accessible and be on the web, you also mentioned at the beginning of your presentation how the metaverse is the new way through which people will access the web. And I think that's what this question is trying to ask. Can you explain more how the metaverse is going to be a new way to browse the web?
Absolutely. But yes, we can drink beers in Ozone. Yes. I see. So I'm just starting to see the questions here. But yeah, I mean, look, guys, we have to have the end in mind, right? This is very early stages. So the new user interface is really what the 3D graphics are, right? It's called immersive computing. So when we go into spatial computing, we're able to transcend a lot of the limits of 2D interaction. And that will probably end up being the ultimate UI for humanity for the foreseeable future, right? Because it's interactive 3D and it also includes the holograms, obviously. Mm-hmm. Photogrammetry, and so on. So that's what the metaverse is, the UI. Interesting to note, the data sets underneath, right, are the same. I made another talk at a couple of conferences where demystifying the metaverse. If you think about it, there is a finite set of data we interact with. There's other users, music, video, text, and files of different kinds and scripts. Right, so all those will make their way to the immersive web. I hope I did an okay job answering that. I'm seeing some questions now. Gray is coming soon. Red is sold. When there is a sale going on, then there is the green lands which are available for grabs.
And yeah, then the next question is about partnerships. Which brands will we see in the Ozone Metaverse?
That's a great question. We have lots of discussions going with different IP holders and brands and movie franchises, some music discussions. We just came out of the woodwork literally a few months back, and we've been hyper focused on deploying this technical implementation with Flow because it opens up the full scope of opportunity by fully integrating NFTs, right, and digital asset transactions in the 3D world. So that's what this is all about. So some more announcements coming up soon. Please stand by.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you kind of answered every question. Maybe the Oculus Quest question.
Yeah, it's VR. What's very interesting, guys, is the experience is VR first. Now, the VR is not turned on for the land map, but if you go to any of our demo properties, you can enter using Oculus Quest, and that's when you really get to experience the platform, right? It's really designed for VR, and so it does work there. Other metaverse, what's your main value prop versus other metaverse? Our value proposition, and we work very hard to try to build tools, right, and solutions for the imagination of the world really to come in and come to life. So I think this question is beyond just other metaverses that we built on Flow, but all metaverses, right? So at Ozone, our mission is to make it simple, high performance, and scalable, right? So simple for builders, where there's a no-code. There's a lot of no-code customization tools that will be revealed later on in our Ozone Studio. So when you become a landowner, for now you hold the land. Later in the year, we're going to turn on the access to everybody's land. We'll reveal all the traits and the bonus NFTs and so on, which will have artifacts, loot, which is extra token, as well as power-ups. And you'll be able with basically no code to customize and build your world. Yeah. Now it's also very simple for people who want to visit, because then to share it is just a URL. So you just send a link, people click, they're in on any device from anywhere in the world. Ultimately, that's where we think the main value proposition is, right? Simplicity and computer graphics quality, right? We've spent thousands of hours to build our own proprietary 3D pipeline, which we're happy to put at the service of the ecosystem. You will be able to experience it in the hub when we release it a little bit later on this month. There's going to be a lot going on, guys, in one single scene. And that's where 3D graphics are tricky, right? You can see one 3D asset that looks really nice, but it's causing tremendous drain on your GPU if it's not properly structured. So combining hundreds and sometimes look, we have scenes that are like loading 20 million triangles, and polygons over mobile. And so some technically, we also feel there's a tremendous value proposition there. And lastly, the web fabric. Ozone is the fabric of the future of the web. And we feel very strong about it with Flow as the ultimate combination between the world's best blockchain with the world's best graphic engine. So that's kind of really what we are about. We are the engine rather than the application. So really, we're here to enable everyone to own and operate a metaverse as easily as it is to own and operate a website.
Cool. Awesome. Cool. And any other questions? I think we answered all of them. Maybe parting thoughts is, what's the next steps? You want to remind everyone what the next step is? Any call to action that they should
Thank you, Andres. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. It's always a good one. No, guys, really just great to be here and to be part of this awesome community. I would say join our Discord. That's always nice. If you are building on Flow, reach out, let us know to feature your project in the community hub. It might be a nice way to get some exposure. If you are a DAO or if you are operating with any nonprofit organizations or if you have a community-driven project, let us know. We're happy to donate land. As far as be on the lookout for this weekend drop, the drops over this month, guys, are extremely discounted in terms of value for Flow token. So if you're holding Flow token, like this first sale was a flat 250 Flow per land, right? And remember, because of the quote-unquote raffle/lottery system, the cheapest land will be $1,000, which is a 10 by 10. There's bigger lands, right, which can be more expensive. So by spending 250 Flow, you may end up getting a land that's worth, I don't know, $3,000, so something to consider there, and that's support of the project. That's a way to support us as well. And come on to the community hub. We'll try to organize an event in the community hub, hopefully soon. I think we'll be in a really good shape to support this kind. So that should be no problem. And we look forward to just build the future together and build some cool stuff and bring it to life in 3D. So thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Jay. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. And everyone, join the Discord if you're interested in joining the Ozone Metaverse.
Thank you, Andre. Thank you, Kim.
All right. So I saw some discussions in the chat about potentially there being a second project. Is that being postponed to next week? Or okay, no, cool. So yeah, I'll hand it over to SoulMade. Angel or Fo, you want to talk about SoulMade?
Yes. Hi everyone. Yeah. Fo.
Yep. Thanks, Andy. So my name is Gusong, and so I'm responsible for the communication part of SoulMade. Yes, and so here are some screenshots that we quickly took and we put it there. So SoulMade is a platform that is specifically for composable NFTs. And maybe I can start sharing my screen and we can go through what we have on our platform. Oh,
we can see it.
Did we lose anyone?
You can see it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. That's all.
See it.
Okay, perfect. That's all. Okay, so here's SoulMade. And so, like we just mentioned, so SoulMade is a platform specifically for composable NFTs. And as you may have already seen, there's composable NFTs in the other projects. And so it's basically we want to utilize the composability feature hidden programming language. And so we want to have the dynamic and the composable NFTs instead of like the static NFTs. And so, for example, if we go to my collections here, and as we can see from here, so there are all the NFTs I am owning right now. And so let's say I want to put them together. And so, for example, I have a nude body here, and for example, and so I can add the other element NFTs, or we call it component NFTs, to this NFT or my main body. Like that, for example, I can put on my makeup, and I can put on my necklace, and let's see if I have a hat, and I hope, yes, I'm running out of hair here right now. Yes, and so after I have done my customization, so I can click the update button, and I'm not sure if you can see. So if I'm using Lyrical, so there's a pop-out window here, and so I'm approving my transaction. And so as you can see in this corner, we are sending this transaction that will put the NFTs together in the way that I want, like that. And so then if we go back, and here we can see, okay, so we just made a customized NFT or composable NFT. And so in this way, we can also deassemble it. So for example, I want to, for example, remove this background. So I can easily do it from here. And I can do the update. I can send another transaction to remove this background from my design, basically. And so in this way, so we are like using this composability feature. And what's more is because this NFT is a resource, and it is a resource I own in my wallet. And actually, so we can do more to it. For example, we can change the name of the NFT, and it is like I basically designed this NFT myself. So I can give the name that I want, and so I can also set the description. And here we can see this. Here, yes, then we have it here. So on the top here, as you can see, so we have a jobs page, which is the primary marketplace of our current series. And we also have the mystery box. And so the users could randomly get some items they want. And also we have a marketplace, which is a secondary marketplace, which you can freely trade your NFTs here. And so actually, so our platform was launched last Friday. And so by the day we launched SoulMade, so we also had this free claim campaign. So we prepared 5,700 NFTs that users could come and claim for free. And actually, it went pretty fast. I think this 5,700 NFTs were claimed like in just a few hours. And as you can see, so we also have another ongoing campaign here. So the users could collect the NFTs in the either the the permanent marketplace or the Mystery Box or the secondary marketplace. And so if by the day, if the users could collect the items, the certain items that we specified, and then there is a chance that the users could win a certain amount of tokens, in my opinion, which is very high. Great. Yes, and we see a huge potential in composable NFTs, and from the very beginning. So we start with the composable images. But if we think about it, there are quite many other things can be composable. For example, music. I mean, if we think about music, I mean, what a song is underneath, it is actually many tracks. So what if we can make, or if we can mint NFTs of each different track, and then the users could buy these different tracks, and then it's up to the users to put them together, and which in another way. So the users, they are also creators, so they are making their own songs, and so that is also what our next move is going to be about. So we will gradually add more support for the other media formats. Yes, and I think that is what I have for today.
Awesome.
That's a lot for listening, everyone.
Yeah, thank you for walking us through all of that. Yeah, and if you scroll down, I was just looking at the site. There's a nice team info section where you can learn more about the team. I thought it was pretty cute. Yeah, nice. Let's see. Do we have any questions on Slido? Yeah, so there's two questions for you mainly. First one is this similar to Flovatar? And is this setting a trend for Flow in being known for composable NFTs?
Yes. So the key difference here is that we want to be more like a platform. So all the creators, no matter if they are musicians or artists, they can come to our platform and they can mint their NFTs on our platform. So Soulmate is not a platform only for a certain IP. That is a platform for all the creators. And so right now, so we have implemented the PGC mode, and so which means so we as the platform, so we will have our creators to mint their NFTs. But along the way, so we do have a plan to make the UGC. So we will give the permissions to the artist or the creators, so they can directly mint their NFTs on the SoulMade platform.
Cool. And the other question, which is probably what you might be interested as well, and what a lot of people might be interested in, is can other projects collaborate with you?
Exactly. And right now, so we are collaborating with Lydical. And so as you can see from here, so I think we have prepared that already. So maybe next week, so we will have another category that is specifically for Lydical. And then so all the Lydical users who have their SoulMade collection created, we will transfer, or we will airdrops. We will airdrop some Lydical specified NFTs to their wallet. to their address.
Awesome. I see we also have Hao on the call. Hey, Hao. Lilico Master.
Yeah, hey guys. Hey, how are you doing?
All good. All good. Thanks for joining. For those of you who don't know, Lilico is a wallet on Flow, a non-custodial wallet that is available as a Chrome extension. They're also working on a mobile app. And Fo was just using it to kind of authenticate via SoulMade. You couldn't see it because of the screen sharing, so it pops up as a different window on Chrome. So it wasn't visible, but if you go to lilico.app, you can try it out, and it's a beautiful CX. Try it out. You can never have enough wallets. I use Blockdo and Lilico. I think they have different use cases, and Hao, sorry to put you on the spot, but is there anything else you want to talk about, especially regarding the SoulMade partnership?
Yeah, I mean, like very very excited to have a partnership with SoulMade, and I think at the beginning when we are talking with each other about the integration, it only takes like 1 or 2 hours to finish off that, and it really big sense for the FCL teams to make the integration that so easy and it's so nicely to be integrated. It's just there was no any like pain point over that. So happy to supporting more Flow project into the ecosystem, and also later on we will adding more developer tools to help the developers to building the project on Flow. But SoulMade looks great. Yeah.
So, while you're here, Hao, there's one thing that you might want to tease regarding the preview that you showed me about how people using Lilico will be able to receive any type of NFT regardless of whether they have the collection initialized. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I would like.
Or do you want to wait?
I prefer wait. I think next week we should make that publicly available to everyone. Okay. And I think next week or we will see if there any time slot available in this month. Then we would like to book in another official hour to explain that to everyone. And we believe the inbox will really powerful to helping projects and also users to sending their asset to each other. But I'm gonna explain that more in next sessions. Yeah,
sure. And again, sorry for putting you on the spot. I just want to, since you're here, I just wanted to mention it. But
it's all good. Yeah, thanks a lot to introducing us. Yeah, really great. Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Hi everyone, it's Angel from here. Thank you so much for Lilicon. Can I just say like 1 minute, just like 30 seconds for our cooperation with Lilicon? Because we received many people talking about the verified code. It's a little bit annoying to use every time they log in with Blockdo. That's why we're in cooperation with Lilicon more in future. And next week we're going to announce a special NFT components that I drew for Lilicon, and you will get it in your wallet when you have logged in with Lilicon.
Awesome. So try out and another reason to try out Lilico. Cool. And so that's going to be next week, you said?
It's planned for next
next week. SoulMade, I think we'll announce next week, and also we have like the bigger feature was coming next week as well. Yeah.
Awesome. So next week's a big week. Awesome. Cool. Let me just double check do we have any other questions on Slido, or are we good to move to the breakout rooms? Let's double check. Nope. Cool. All right. So how about in the last 10 minutes, we can do the following. Let's break out into the 2 breakout rooms, the FCL and Cadence breakout rooms. So if you have any questions on FCL, join the voice chat right below this one. And if you have any questions on Cadence, join the voice chat underneath that. So you'll find both voice chats underneath this voice chat. And the team will join you and answer any questions you may have. You can also use the chat function if you want. You don't have to talk. But that's going to be your opportunity to ask any technical questions to the relevant team members who can help you out. And we can use the last 10 minutes here to just cover any remaining questions on the projects or other questions on just general community highlights. Cool. So feel free to make your way to the breakout rooms. And yeah, I want to thank you. I want to thank Angel and Fo for walking us through SoulMade. Thanks again for joining. And Angelmon is also saying that they'll post a float now in our Discord. So yeah, I believe you mentioned there's a limit, Angelmon, on how many people can claim it, right?
Yeah, it's around 1,000 for today. And I think that we didn't mention the news is that we're still missing the first reward that people is going to win 10,000 flow. Maybe we're missing on that part. So if you successfully build 10 Japanese styled NFT sets from our first drop, and you are able to win 10,000 flow in your pocket, cash.
Awesome. Wow, that's a big prize. So get building Japanese sets on SoulMade. I believe, Kim, the details for that prize is in the homepage, right? Phone Angel? They should be in the homepage. So you can check out all the details and let us know about the float. I know that most people here, as soon as they hear the word float, immediately they get island eyes, and they only think about that. So don't leave people hanging. Yeah, exactly. Sweet.
So much, guys. I'm gonna excuse myself. I want to just appreciate this opportunity, Andrea and everyone. Looking forward to connect again.
Yeah. Thanks, Jay. Have a great rest
Thank
of the week.
you so much, guys. Cheers. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, while we wait for the rare float link, does anyone else have anything that they wanted to talk about or anything you wanted to ask? This is the time. So C3P Flow, awesome name, as usual. The current discussion on flips, you did not miss it. Don't worry, it's going to happen next week. So the Paul is going to join us next week and talk us all about flips. So don't worry, you didn't miss it. Cool. Well, while we wait for anyone to chime in, it's worth reminding everyone that we have both an ecosystem fund where you can kind of apply for different parts of it. And one part of the ecosystem fund is the developer grants. So if you're building on Flow and are looking for grants of any type, then you can definitely check out our developer grants. I'm going to paste in the link to all the detail. This is where you can find all the details about the ecosystem fund, as well as links to the various types of funds that we offer and a link to the developer grants. Just a reminder for everyone. I know that we already talked about them, but yeah. And I know we have Alex on the line, but unless there's questions, I won't I won't put him on the spot.
Thanks for the call out. Can you hear me? I am Simon. Well, it might be useful for us at some point to give an overview of the developer grant program and what projects we have. I think we're now up to 10 accepted grants. And at some point, I would just love to talk about all the grants that we have. I'm just waiting for a couple of more decisions and reviews, but I will slot in a couple of minutes in some of the upcoming office hours so we can talk more about that.
Awesome. Yeah, and all of the developer grants process is on GitHub, right, Alex? So if people want to start looking, they can go through the issues and kind of see examples of people requesting grants. So C3P Flow, you can check out the developer grants repo on Flow, and yeah.
That's correct, yes. And it's probably also important because a lot of people are asking. I want to mention that we still have some sort of a backlog that we're going through. There are a couple of reviews we still need to complete and get back to folks. I'm super excited to see all the engagement and people submitting the applications. And thanks for everybody for doing that. Just give us a few more days to get back to you.
Oh, awesome. All right. Anyone else have any questions? So upper left, Jeff, the 750 million is actually spread across a lot of different investors. So what the 750 million encompasses is that a lot of top tier investors have committed a part of their investment funds to flow projects or projects in the flow ecosystem. So we don't have a place to keep track of it, but we might do like a status update sometime in the future to see how the total fund is going. But it's not like it's one pot that is being distributed. It's just a network of investors, and it's all for different reasons. So the good news is that there's a lot of different types of funds available and a lot of different types of investors. So depending on your project, we can help you put you in contact with the right teams and surface your project to the right investors based on what type of thing you're focusing on. So yeah, all the details are in the ecosystem fund page that I linked earlier. No problem. Cool. 2 minutes left. This is your last chance. I saw that Angel posted the link to the float. So if you want to claim the float for the SoulMade event, the link is a little bit up in the chat, and the code is SoulMade on Flow. So see, there's some discussions going on in the other channels. Cool. Well, then I'll use these last 2 minutes to kind of slowly start saying goodbye. Slowly start thanking everyone for joining. Next week, we'll definitely be covering more of the flip process. For those of you who have no idea what flips are, they are not the acrobatic movement. They are flow improvement proposals. So we are so the way that we make changes to the protocol and the way that everyone can be involved in making those changes. So yeah, the flip process is definitely something that we're working on revamping, on improving, on making a lot more public, and having dedicated sessions to make people aware of what flips are ongoing and what the status of them are. So stay tuned for that. And next week we'll have an office hour session dedicated to learning more about flips. All right, then. Well, with that, I want to thank everyone for joining again, and see you next week. Have a great rest of the week, everyone. Bye-bye. Thanks, everyone, for joining.
Bye, y'all. Thanks for joining.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, Eric.
It's Eric.
Yeah, it was a good one. told you I'd be joining in.
Thanks,
cool.
sweet. Bye-bye. Bye, Eric.
Yep, I'm going to go jump down a cadence. I got a quick question for y'all.
Nice. Go. Jump down a cadence. I love that. All right. Well, is today the day where we... No, today's not the day. Unfortunately, today there's another meeting, so I have to drop. But maybe next week we'll have an office hours after party with the special office hours after party float. Who knows? Stay tuned, and see you next week. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.